All right, Miles, next in the news is none other than the Chicago Bears. The Bears have obviously been one of, if not the most active team this offseason. And as we get closer to the draft, the Bears, like every team in the NFL, is evaluating what prospects they will take, most likely with their number 9 overall pick. And there's a new report out of Chicago that has a very interesting option that has evidently caught the Bears' eye and could be someone that none other than Justin Fields would be a huge fan to adding to this roster.
Yeah, Nick, the Bears have been doing great stuff this offseason. I really like the story you dug up. I think Justin Fields will love this. I think everyone knows where this is going. But, Nick, we're not talking about this year's draft. I want to talk about the past drafts of the Bears here. And I want to ask the fans in the comments below to let us know who's been your favorite Bears draft pick of all time. There's got to be a guy that maybe it doesn't even have to be the best player the Bears have ever drafted, just someone that you were the most excited about them drafting. Let us know in the comments below. But Nick, I want everyone else to stay tuned to the end of today's video to hear a special word from the partner of today's video, Mint Mobile. But Nick, what else do we have on the Chicago Bears?
Yeah, Miles, it's one of the clear-cut strategies in the NFL. It's been very successful for most teams. You have a young, talented quarterback. You do whatever you can to surround him with weapons. And the Bears, to their credit, have done a lot of that this offseason. Of course, none other than the move to acquire DJ Moore in that trade down with the Carolina Panthers. However, the Bears may not be done adding weapons for Justin Fields. This was first reported from Chi City Sports. If you want to go ahead and throw up the piece of the article, Miles, the Chicago Bears are setting up meetings with several big-name prospects ahead of the 2023 NFL Draft. The Bears have met with a few Big Ten athletes recently, and they're also reportedly set to meet with another, and it's a wide receiver. Quarterback Justin Fields has said he wants on the Bears next season. According to Aaron Wilson with KPRC, the Bears are meeting with Ohio State wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba during the pre-draft process. Fields named JSN, obviously his initials, as a player he would choose with the Bears' first-round draft pick in April. All right, Miles, obviously Fields and JSN were teammates at Ohio State. JSN, I'm just going to use his initials because it's a lot easier on me instead of trying to pronounce his whole name, because obviously I'll probably screw it up, so I don't want to disrespect him by doing that. But listen, I don't know if the Bears are going to take him at number 9 or not, right? There's potentially other options, whether it's offensive line, maybe Jalen Carter, right? There's a few different angles to go. But I really love the fact they brought him in for an interview nonetheless, because number one, they need to evaluate if he's actually worth taking at number 1 pick, which he could be, right? He certainly is probably the number 1 receiver in this draft class. He certainly has a rapport with Justin Fields. But more importantly, Miles, I think this is a way to get on Justin Fields' good side and get the organization to show the organization show some love to Justin Fields. If you look at what happened with the Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers felt like the organization was disconnected from him. He felt like he didn't have any sort of say or any involvement in what was going on, and that really separated that franchise. We're seeing a very similar dynamic with Lamar Jackson and Baltimore Ravens. Jackson didn't feel like he was involved the way he wanted to be. Now they're in a contract dispute, and that's held up that entire offseason for Baltimore and for Green Bay, frankly. The Bears very smartly have caught on to that, and they want to make sure that doesn't happen. They want to follow what the Bengals did with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Now, we don't know, of course, if the Bears will take JSN here, but the fact that they're seriously evaluating it and being public about it is sitting there saying, hey, listen, we're going to consider Fields this guy. We may take him, we may not, but we are appreciating Fields' input, and we're going to make sure we do everything to get him everything he needs to be successful. Because just these little moves like this, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, especially even if they don't draft him. But in the end, it allows Fields to know, okay, this team does have my back. They do support me from management on down. And trust me, Miles, that will go a long way come contract negotiation time to making sure they lock up Fields and both a deal that makes Fields happy and makes a team happy. Miles, give me your thoughts on just this interview that the Bears did and everything with the Chicago right now.
Yeah, Nick, I think you hit the point on the head right here because there's 2 factors going into this. One, it's not entirely out of the question because by any draft analyst, grades, aspects, whatever you want to go off of, Jackson Smith-Njigba has been by far and away the one that everyone has said, if there is a first-round grade on a receiver in this draft, it is him. Now, there's been, some talk that everyone else maybe not quite as high on the other receivers in this draft as they are on Smith-Njigba. But nonetheless, Nick, I think this is a very intriguing pick for the Bears here because what have we seen lately? We have seen young quarterbacks blossom the most when they get a true top-tier receiver, and it also pans out pretty well when those two are familiar with each other. We see a less representative example when you see Derek Carr got Devontae Adams last year. Obviously, the Raiders necessarily weren't great, but Adams had an excellent season, one of the top receivers in the NFL last year. That connection cannot be ignored. You go also look at Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase, the LSU connection there. That has to be spoken about as well. And we all know the Chicago Bears made the huge trade. They've got DJ Moore, a top flight receiver, for Justin Fields. But what is better than one top flight receiver than two top flight receivers, Nick? So I think that you can't have enough good receiving talent on this team. I think, someone like Claypool or Mooney can maybe get kicked out in the way of a guy like Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think this would be a really huge move for Fields if they were to go this route. But it's like you said, it is nice that the Bears are at least publicly acknowledging they're looking into someone that I'm sure Justin Fields is very interested in. They're saying, hey, look, we know this is your guy. We're bringing him in. We're doing our due diligence. We're going to do the research. If he falls to us, if he's there, we have all of the information to pull the trigger if we want to. But if not, at least you know that we did the research. We spent the time on a guy that Fields like, and that has to feel good. Like you said, it makes you feel like the team believes in you. So I think this is huge by the Bears, Nick, and I really love what they've done this offseason.
Yeah, and here's one final point I'll leave you with this, Mize, is that I kind of forgot that as we were talking about it, though. But how about the Philadelphia Eagles? Obviously, Jalen Hurts was their starter going into the season, but there was some question marks about him. He paired with Devontae Smith, obviously, a couple seasons ago. Devontae Smith obviously knew Jalen Hurts at Alabama. They connected, they grew, bang, the Philadelphia Eagles blow up. Jalen Hurts is now the superstar potential MVP candidate that he is. You look at the same thing, very similar strategy, I should say, that the Bears are doing, right? The Bears get their A.J. Brown. They got DJ Moore. The Eagles traded for A.J. Brown, and they could potentially go get a former college teammate of the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, potentially Justin Fields, JSN here as well. So you look at the formula the Bears are following. I think that's the big thing. They're learning from the mistakes of other teams. You're looking at the Packers and the Ravens, and they're following, at least potentially following, what the smart teams like the Bengals and Philadelphia Eagles have done. And that's one of the things I really look for in a franchise. Are they looking around their competitors and picking up the smart moves and discarding the bad ones? And that's exactly what Poles and company have been doing all offseason for the Chicago Bears. And I agree with you, Mize. As long as they continue on that track, the future for Chicago will remain extremely bright. We'd like to thank the partner of today's video, Mint Mobile.
That's right, Nick. And the NFL draft is right around the corner. And we all know this time of year, there is nothing else bigger than making the right first round pick. And there is no better first round pick than a wireless carrier built on the nation's largest 5G network. None other than Mint Mobile, Nick. And that is who we're partnering with for today's video.
That's right, Mize. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15, only $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice any coverage, speed, or data. Mint Mobile offers unlimited nationwide talk and text, plus lightning-fast 5G and free mobile hotspot. They keep costs low because they sell direct to you online. They cut out the retail stores and salespeople and all that nonsense. Don't have to deal with any of that. Why should you pay more than you have to for access to the same network?
Yes, Nick, and you can use our link in the description below to get premium wireless starting at $15 a month using our URL mintmobile.com/Saturday. You need to stop paying more than you need on your wireless bill and start saving big with Mint Mobile.